Good morning. I hope you appreciate this morning. I'm in a spot that I like to call the bear trap. Basically, it gets that nickname, the bear trap, because the Game and Fish, or the Do Not Resuscitate of Michigan, as I like to refer to them, had an actual bear trap sitting right in here just last year about this time. But this is an update, what would be episode number 3 of the Bearlie 10mm project, in which we're doing 2 more step ups. And spoiler alert, within the first cylinder, it looks like I hit the sensor on my chronograph, and that whole first step is kind of messed up. But we got a fairly good example of the second step by taking the sensors off and resetting and going on, resetting it, shutting it off and resetting it and starting all over again. So we got some usable data from the second step, and how about we let you see what that looks like. Okay, we're back for round 2 at the range with the Bearlie 10mm. Remember, we're trying to hit 900 foot-pounds of energy. So here we go. $13.01. Let's check to see how that comes out. No problem. It's powerful enough that I'm going to be watching for I hit my freaking sensor. Ready? We got an error. Ha! 1473. That can't be right. Let me check this. You ready? We're getting nothing but errors. I got to fix that. That says 1464. That can't be right. I just it up. Well, we're going to try them without it. Well, this whole day could be for naught. I hit that sensor and bent the heebie-jeebies out of it. So we're shooting now without without the shades on it at all. Clear? Yeah. Okay. $13.32. $13.01. 1242. Error. 1264. I think that's the no more. Well, I'm not getting as good a sample as I was hoping for. But here we go, the next step up.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
I just tell her about the one that hit me. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh my god.
You ready?
Yeah.
$13.16. Awesome. $13.09. $13.03. Error. Still error. How many do we got on that one? Still got one to do. Ready? $13.27. And they're not stuck. Oop, I don't want that in there. Ready? $12.91. $13.19. Duplicate, $13.19. $12.98. Error. I got one that I need to work on out. It's stuck in there. $12.69. Last one. $12.75. So let's wrap up this Bearlie 10 range report. Now, in case you didn't notice, I managed to hit my shade uprights, and as you can see, it's really bent. And I had in my head when I started looking at this that I didn't actually hit it, and then and I was going to come out here with my wooden persuader and try to straighten this out, but then I started looking at it and matching it up, and it's kind of on the short side comparatively speaking. I'm going to see if I can't find a replacement for it, but nonetheless, now have a pretty good argument with my bad eyesight to invest in one of those Garmin or Garmin-like chronographs, because you don't have to shoot through it. So nonetheless, there's some big changes there, potentially. But let's go over these numbers. And again, if you noticed, I hit the chronograph at the first 12 rounds, so it kind of acted all over the place. I was getting crazy numbers, and I ultimately chose to go out and just take those shades completely off and try it, because I've seen other people use it that way. So I had some crazy numbers there, and like the last video, we're not going to cover the one previous load. We're going to look at the finishing of the day load, or the second load, which is an increase of another grain of number 9 powder. So it started out really good. So let's review the numbers. The first shot of that was 1316, followed by 1309, 1303, 1327, 1291, 1319, 1319, and then 1298. And then I'm sitting there thinking, hey, I got a good extreme spread. And of course, I got asked the last time about my standard deviation, and standard deviation is a number that, quite frankly, whether you understand it or not, I don't give a rat's ass about. Now, why would you say that? Well, the reason is you got a good extreme spread, you have a great standard deviation, so it's a redundant number in my opinion. You don't have an extreme spread and a fantastic standard deviation. It just is another way of confirming that your load is working. If you got an extreme spread of 22, accuracy should come with it. In most cases it will. Sometimes a barrel don't like the powder, don't like a bullet, don't like something about your combination, but ultimately if you're getting down to a standard deviation or extreme spread of very little, everything else should follow. So don't bother asking me about standard deviation, because in the last one I did get a question about standard deviation and wanted to know why there was a big one. Well, ultimately a half or partially empty case sometimes can change it. Other things can sometimes change it, and quite frankly, at the standard deviation that he was referred to in the last load, it really was ultimately, compared to some quality factory ammo, wasn't really overall that bad. That being said, I've rambled on about that for too long. So like I was saying, we fell off the map to all of a sudden we're at 1269 and 1275. Quite a significant drop. However, when I pull up the average, I have an average of 1,302 feet per second, 0.6. And when I changed and took out those two low values or readings, it only changed my average by 8 feet per second. So I ultimately kept that average in. So at 1,302 feet per second, and again, I already know where the benchmark is, but to hit that 900 foot-pounds. But here you go, at 1,302 feet, 0.6, which I didn't type in the 0.6 or calculate the 0.6. I got an average of 900 and 4.93, or basically 905 foot-pounds of energy for a TKO, or Taylor's knockout, of 17.87. Now, compared to last week's finishing load, I've gained 1.27 in the TKO for a power factor of 312. Now, also another thing that kind of happened out there, and I'm not sure what the reasoning it was, but one of the cases had a case separation, and at the end, I'll show you a picture of it, along with some other pictures of the brass and stuff that was recovered from it. And even then, when I pulled that case out, it didn't really show a lot of pressure anywhere any more than any of the others. And when I went to go pick it out, I did have to take a little bit of extra, get my fingertip on it, and got it out by hand. And the other half of that case, basically all I had to do was run a 410 bore brush through it from the front muzzle end down, and it came out with no effort. So I mean, I can't explain that, because none of the others cases show any evidence of stretch or any sort of other ring to it, so I can't explain that one. But nonetheless, we made it. We're there at 900, what did I say? 904.93. So we could round that up to 905 at this point. And by the way, when I took it at those two low shots out for the average, it just raised it from the 904.93 to just a touch over 910. So not really much change in that. Now, before I go, I'm going to ask you to comment. I don't ask to comment and subscribe often, but I would like some extra comments down below, because I have talked before that I thought it would go further, but I've accomplished my goal and kind of made my point. So my question is, do you think I should start doing a little tinier steps up to see how far I can make this run? Again, we'll do a end of a summation and end up roundup video after we get to where we want to stop, and I've explained that one already. But I'd actually like your opinion. Do you want to see me see if this will go further? With that being said, came here wearing your feelings on your sleeves, looking to get butt hurt, you could have come to the right place.